to kill to rule hate. Don't have to die to be free. You don't have to die to be free. Just reach out with love to you and me. You don't have to die to be free. You don't have to cry to get love. You don't have to war to get peace. You don't have to kill to rule hate. You don't have to die to be free. You don't have to cry to get love. You don't have to cry to get love. Just reach out your arms and ask for help. Don't have to cry to get love.
There is Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. Love in the words we say, peace in the world we make, God in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. Love in the words we say, peace in the world we make, God in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day, God in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. We are lifted up, joy in my day. We are lifted, every word I say. We are lifted, in the world I make. Joy in my day. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, joy. We are lifted up, joy in my day. Love love is alive in the space between us. Feel that love right now. God speaks out in the words between us. Hear those words right now. I am whole.
Good morning, Columbine. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and everyone who shares mother energy with those that they love. So let's start by saying our vision statement together. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Welcome to Unity Columbine Spiritual Center, where centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. Let's stand for our first joy song.
Well, if you were with us on Easter, you might have heard this song, but I hope you're ready to have some fun this morning. Go ahead. I another level. Yeah! Woo!
And on that enthusiastic note, we welcome our children. Come on up, children. This is a time when we honor them in our service. And Jeannie will tell us a little bit about what they're going to work on today. I think we can all have some guesses about that. And then we will stand for our second joy song after we bless them out.
Okay, if I can get all the kids to come right on up. Yay. And today, I think Anne kind of touched on it, but we are celebrating and acknowledging kind of the feminine, the divine feminine in all of us, in each of us. So we're going to do some fun things for our moms today. And I think that's it. I think you can bless us out.
We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We see the Christ you are.
Well, go ahead and stand back up on your feet. We'll sing together. Here we go. Well, I'm walking with the Spirit, and I'm talking with the Spirit. I'm learning from the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing in the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Say, I'm walking with the Spirit. When I'm talking to the Spirit, I'm learning from the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. Well, I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing in the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front. One more time. I'm walking, say I'm walking with the Spirit, and I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm learning from the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. Well, I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing in the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. I'm walking, say, I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. One more time, I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Yeah. Woo!
Thank you, Marie and Brooke and Christy, Ryan and Sydney. Thank you so much. So now is the time that we shift our energy, and there were so many things referencing what we do with the Spirit, and this is the time in our service where we sit with the Spirit and we listen for the Spirit. So just please settle in. We will have music first, and then who's doing our prayer? Lena Perez, our prayer chaplain, is doing our prayer today and meditation. Thank you.
I forgive me everything that I've been holding on to. I let go and I surrender. I surrender. I'm ready for my change. I'm ready for my change. Oh, I forgive me, and I forgive me everything that I've been holding on to. I let go. I surrender. Oh, I surrender.
We settle into this moment of prayer. We close our eyes, turn our gaze toward our beautiful heart space. We take a deep breath and we sink into this heart space with gratitude. So much gratitude for this one life that we get to live each day. So much gratitude for this one earth that we receive from each day. To each other in each moment. And we are so thankful to be connected with each other in this moment. The Earth Mother, say thank you for all the beauty and nurturing she provides to us. We say thank you for the mother energy that lives within each one of us, that continues to give with compassion, understanding, nurturing. We bring to mind the Great Mother, the Holy Mother, who we can call upon in our times of need to bring strength, love, wisdom into our lives. We honor each mother today, the energy of the mother that lives within each of us, and we just feel gratitude for the gift of this life. And as we step forward today, we remember that this life is our gift to share with open hearts. We remember to smile, see the beauty in each small creation. We remember each individual listed on our prayer list here at Columbine, in our prayer box. We surround this community in love, and we say thank you. Amen. We sit for a few moments, breathing with the beauty of our hearts.
I asked Sydney to sing with me this morning in this song, and it's all about peace. And I was reminded of my favorite scripture that says to let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. And it reminded me so much of how we believe, right? That what we need is already inside of us. But do you ever feel that battle of wanting to feel worried or wanting to feel peace? And it's a tough one to win, right? but it's sometimes as simple as just letting peace, that power and peace that's already inside of you, just take over. Fill your mind, fill your heart, fill your life. So I hope as we sing this and pray that you will feel peace.
When my mind is like a battlefield, my heart is overcome by fear, and hope seems like a ship that's lost at sea. My enemies on every side. And breathe in your peace.
I remember who you are.
You're the God who's never far.
So I will not be afraid.
God, you always keep me safe in your arms.
I remember who you are. You're the God who's never far. So I will not be afraid. God, you always keep me safe.
You give me
Peace that holds me when I'm broken. Sweet peace that passes understanding. When the whole wide world is crashing down, I fall to my knees and breathe in. I remember who you are.
You're the God who's never far.
So I will not be afraid. God, you always keep me safe.
Wow, thank you, Ryan and Sydney. That was just beautiful. Really calmed me. I was kind of nervous today. Don't know. So people have been asking me if I'm excited about going on sabbatical, and I keep saying, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. And part of the reason for that is that there's been a lot going on in my family with different family members. And one of them is my dad, who's 86. He lives in Ohio, and he's been in and out of the hospital emergency room a lot over the last couple months. I haven't shared this with very many people, but he's had some heart issues. And so he's had heart monitors, and he's seen a cardiologist, and he's had a lot of shortness of breath and having trouble just walking to the mailbox. And so he went into emergency last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and they said that he probably needed a pacemaker. His heart rhythm's been really irregular, and his blood pressure's been up and down. And anyway, my mom left him there at the hospital and came back the next morning, Monday morning, and found out he was being wheeled out for an ablation. She's like, wait, are you sure you know what you're doing? She said to the doctor. So I had never heard of this procedure before. Probably a lot of you had, but I hadn't. And so I had to Google what an ablation was. And it's a catheter up through the thigh, through an artery, to the middle of your heart. This doctor's inside his heart, killing off some cells that are causing an irregular heart rate. It's what? Like what? Really? I mean, I can't even fathom how they learned how to do this. He's doing great, and he's doing really fine, and he doesn't have the shortness of breath anymore. The doctor said, we think we got it, this is what he needed, and so, but just as miraculous, yeah. I mean, I think just as amazing as that is, when somebody touches our heart and it causes us, the doctor literally touched his heart, but when somebody touches our heart emotionally and we choose to show up differently as a result, is just as much a miracle, I think. And I heard the story of a man who was going into a florist to order some flowers for his mom, who lived 200 miles away. And as he's walking in the florist, there's a girl sitting there on the stoop crying, and he said, what's the matter? And she said, I want to buy my mom a rose, and it costs $2. This maybe was a few years ago. And I only have 75 cents. And he said, come on, honey, come on inside, and we'll get the rose for your mom. So he goes in and orders flowers for his mom and gets the rose for the little girl. And he said, can I drive you home? Like, ooh, stranger danger. But she said, yeah, you can take me to my mom. And so she directs him to a cemetery where she goes and puts the flower on the gravestone. He goes back to the florist, gets the flowers, and decides to drive 200 miles to visit his mom for Mother's Day. It was just beautiful. This girl touched his heart, and he decided to show up differently for his mom, which is beautiful. Today's Mother's Day, and in the early 90s, I lived in England for 3 years, and they celebrate Mother's Day in March. And I never questioned that. I never wondered. I just, okay, they celebrate it in March. Yesterday, I decided, why do they celebrate Mother's Day in March? And found out that it goes back to the 16th century, that in England, it was always the fourth Sunday of Lent, so right in the middle of Lent. And the servants would get the day off to go back to their mother church. And they would gather wildflowers as they were going to put on the altar. Well, after time, this this became a custom of, since they were going to their mother church, they would also have family gatherings and visit their moms. And since they were bringing flowers to the church, they brought flowers to their mom, and it became called Mothering Sunday. And they would call it, we're going a mothering. We're going a mothering. So all of you are here at your home church. You are a mothering today, whether you're mothers or not. I love that. Here in the U.S., Mother's Day started officially in 1914. It can be a painful day for some people. It can be a painful day for those who couldn't or decided not to have children, for those who lost children or maybe have a contentious relationship with your mother or your mother has passed. It can be really hard to have a Mother's Day. Maybe you were adopted. But one thing we all have in common is that we all have moms. We were all born to someone. We heard our mother's heartbeat. It was our first sound. We felt our mother's embrace, maybe our first embrace. Probably the first voice we heard was our mother's voice. And so we want to honor that, whether we still have a relationship with our mom or not. That person gave us life and allowed us to come into this world. So we honor our moms. We honor anyone who was like a mom to us. We honor caregivers. We honor all those who give care, who nurture someone else, another soul. It's a beautiful thing that we have this capacity within us. It's our divine feminine. Each of us, no matter our gender, we have the divine feminine within us, which allows us to love, which allows us to nurture, which allows us to give of ourselves, which allows us to feel. And I love that it's kind of, somebody mentioned it was like a get out of jail free card. Because the divine feminine frees us from feeling isolated, because it allows us to connect. It allows us to be with other souls. And it's a beautiful thing to honor this. You know, and we take one day a year, we do this, really. It should be like all the time. I'm a mom, so I would say that, but... But that divine essence is within each one of us. That nurturing essence is within everyone. Whether we use it or not, whether we let it express from us or not. So this morning we are blessed. We have two other moms that are going to speak to us this morning. Colleen Jane and Kristen Longtine, and they're going to share their experience of being a mom or a grandma, or I'm not sure what Colleen's going to say, but come on up, Colleen. Oh, we need a microphone for you. Microphone, please.
Oh, the logistics. Thank you, Sue, for getting me up here. Use the microphone. Speaking of logistics, so 3 words have been coming to me all week: courage, commitment, and calling. And today, compassion jumped in and said, "You got to talk about me too." So is the microphone too close? Okay. So as I think about the importance of the mother role in my family, role models come to my mind. First, Sarah Jane Samuels Weldon, my great-grandmother, who had the courage to leave her comfortable life in Ireland and come with her new husband to Colorado in 1874. Then I recall the stories of Susan Knox, who came to Colorado as a young woman after Sarah Jane went back to Ireland and recruited her to help with the family. She was a storyteller and a second grandmother to all the Weldon children, including my mother. I have the beautiful stories about Susan, and she is buried in the family grave plot next to all the other Weldons. Eileen Weldon Foster, my grandmother, who recorded our family history, she raised 3 children after her husband, Ward Harold Foster, died in the Spanish flu epidemic in 1918. Eileen was able to send all of her children to college. My mother, Kathleen Foster Bauer, married Ellis in 1950 and lived to see 3 great-grandchildren. She worked at the War Department in Washington, D.C. during World War II. She was a code breaker and could not talk about her work as it wasn't declassified until the 1970s. She was a storyteller and a teacher. My first calling, one of the words that kept coming to me all week, was to become a nurse. I was very young, but I did that. And this year, in just a few weeks, I will celebrate 50 years of being a nurse. George and I, my husband George, and I were called to start Unity Columbine in 1993 with some other people, the Fosses and Glenn and Ed, and we had to have a lot of courage, commitment, and calling to get that going. I was also called to work with the children in Unity. I obtained a certified spiritual educator and licensed Unity teacher in 2001, and I was a youth ed director for 15 years at Unity of Boulder and Columbine. George, my husband, and I have been a primary presence in the lives of our first 3 grandchildren, Raven, Hawthorne, and Isaiah. They have lived with us from the time that they were 12 to 16 years of age. Isaiah still stays in our house. We committed to them when they needed us, and they have committed their love and blessings to us almost every day. I hope each of you can find the courage, the commitment, and the calling and compassion to help fulfill your highest desires from your inner guidance. Happy Mother's Day.
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. My name is Kristen Longtime. I first joined Columbine back March of 2019. We took a COVID break for 2 years and we came back 2 summers ago. Today I want to discuss, I live in Erie with my husband Joel and our 2 kids whom I homeschool. Today I want to discuss how motherhood has inspired and challenged me, guiding me on my spiritual path. One aspect of this journey has been redefining my understanding of sacred moments. For me, these moments are slow, calm, centered around the heart. Despite having 2 young children close in age, there are moments of profound peace at home. When the kids are deeply engrossed in their books, Our 3 cats are napping, and my husband is working. These quiet, spirit-filled moments are deeply cherished. However, true spiritual growth has shown me that sacred moments aren't limited to moments of stillness. They also permeate the chaos of everyday life. There are days filled with arguments and frustrations, days where the demands of motherhood and a spectrum of emotions can feel overwhelming. During these times, I often feel like I'm missing the mark. And the reality is I miss the mark many times each day. Sometimes, even when I'm trying my best, I end up hurting the ones I love. But despite the pain and missed opportunities for connection, there remains a deep love that anchors my relationships with my children. In my heart, I know we will repair soon, kindness will return, and that our connection will be strengthened. The ability to recover from the inevitable missed moments of motherhood, although sometimes slow, is grounded in my faith in God's presence. In these messy, imperfect moments, I've learned that God's presence not only surrounds us, but holds us close, constantly reminding me that divine love is fully alive in our lives. This realization did not come easy or quickly. Before having children, my longing for God was deep and true, but my spiritual journey felt unanchored and confusing. However, the birth of our first child opened my eyes to a deeper divine presence, as the soul-to-soul connection with my newborn was one of the most profound experiences of my life. The arrival of my second child was a defining moment in my faith. I recognized I could no longer navigate the challenges of motherhood, marriage, and my own spiritual needs without a deeper connection to God. In the early years as a mother, I clung to the illusion that with enough love, research, intention, and perfect decision-making, I could forge a perfect, pain-free world for my children. Life, however, has a way of dismantling such illusions, and for this, I am grateful. As I continued to mother, I realized I did not have control over my children's emotions or the world around them. This was a devastating insight, as I desperately wanted to control and have a controlled environment for them. It was then that I understood I could not continue to mother without a deeper reliance on God. I needed to trust in a divine force that was not only around me, but also within me, guiding and supporting me through life. Spirit helps me tap into my divine wisdom, showing me that my children are resilient. They are capable of living in an imperfect world. They can experience and process pain and thrive under the care of a wildly imperfect mother. Motherhood is a divine calling that speaks to the deepest part of my soul, offering me moments of divine energy that flows through me into my hearts of my children, creating just extraordinary connections. Yet maintaining this open channel requires me to pause and realign, especially on the tough days when my memory of God's immediate presence fades. Despite these challenges, I am committed to remembering God's love is always within me, guiding and nurturing my spirit. This continuous divine guidance is what sustains me through the challenges and joys of motherhood. To this wonderful community, I am grateful. You help me turn towards God, helping me to fill my life with sacred moments. And to God, whose presence is a constant and a soothing force in my life, I am grateful. Lastly, I want to thank my children for blessing me with the most meaningful role of being their mother. Thank you for listening. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Kevin. What beautiful, beautiful inspiration, both of them. Just both so inspiring. I love the calling, because it is a calling. It is something deep in us that calls us to nurture another human being, to want to feed them. I'm the oldest of 6, and I learned how to take care of other people at a very young age. Changing my brother's diapers when I was 6 years old, I remember that. My mom doesn't remember that, but I've always been a mothering kind of person. So I have 2 kids myself, and they both live in Colorado, which I love that they're close, and I love that they're close. Let's just leave it at that. I love that they're close. You know, it takes more time now that they both live close to us, and it's a beautiful thing. And I love to nurture them and feed them. I'm always wanting to feed people. I kind of take that here too. Some of you know, I think the staff knows this, I'm always trying to feed people. Some of you have been to my house for dinner. We always want to feed people, nurture people. This responsibility card in me from a young age is strong. It's really strong. Probably why it's hard for me to think about being away for 3 months. So as a caregiver and as a mother, and all of you know this, that we have to do self-care. We have to practice self-care. I was reading the other day that self-care is taking care of our physical needs, and I think I do a really good job of that. I get my hair done, I get my nails done, I exercise, I eat right, I take care of my physical needs very well. Self-nurturing, on the other hand, is different. Self-nurturing is harder to do. Louis Cozzolini, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, he's written many books. He's a psychiatrist, and he's also a professor at the Pepperdine University. He says, we are not the survival of the fittest, we are the survival of the nurtured. That nurture and nature are equally important. And he talks about how in current times, it used to be that Darwin would say those that could run the fastest or climb the tree the fastest or get up high enough or really adapt to their environment and find a shelter in bad weather were the ones that were going to survive. And now they say it's just as important to be nurtured. Just as important, and getting that early nurturing is really important. In today's times, it's not so much having to run the fastest or climb a tree, it's time management. It's controlling your stress levels. It's sorting through the tons of change that is happening constantly in our lives, the information that is coming to us, just trying to cope with it all. And if we had been nurtured early, we have a much better self-esteem. We're much better able to trust people to help us. If we didn't have that, and even if we did, we have to learn to do that for ourselves. We have to learn to nurture ourselves. It's essential at any age. Lou Hasanassinia, I'm not saying his name right either, I'm not good with names today. Nurturing is all about preservation of heart, of spirit, of connection with self and others, of perspective and hope, of trust and will to grow, and a yearning to thrive. We all need that. It's essential to our lives, to having a life filled with purpose and meaning and joy, contentment. We need to nurture ourselves. We need to learn how to do that. One of the reasons that we chose this theme this year, inviting close encounters, is that we invite you to step out of your comfort zone and have an encounter that you wouldn't have had otherwise. When we stay comfortable in our stuff, we don't have an encounter. We don't have something that surprises us and delights us because we're doing the same thing all the time. And so we've invited you into these close encounters to feed your soul, to preserve your life force, to give meaning to life. And that's what we get when we nurture ourselves, when we learn and discern what is it for us that will help us feel nurtured, that will help us feel alive. That's something for each of us to know about ourselves. If you don't know it, spend some time on that. Spend some time in discernment on that. For me, travel is high on my list. Spending time in the mountains is high on my list. Unplugging, which I rarely do, is necessary. So I would suggest this week or this day, spend some time with yourself. Find out what nurtures you so that you can go a-mothering yourself. Go a-mothering. Preserve your own life force and find the joy. Life is meant to be joyful, happy. Go a-mothering today, this week. Nurture yourself to overflowing so then you can nurture someone else. I will miss you these next 3 months, and I leave you in very good hands because all of you are this community. You are the community. We have a lot of stuff going on this summer, so engage with it. Be here, be present. And I'll be back in August. Happy Mother's Day.
We love you. All the colors of the rainbow, all the voices of the wind, every hand that reaches out to find where love begins. Every word of every story, every star in every sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be a witness in the silences when words are not enough. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God inside. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. And from the mountains to the valleys, from the rivers to the seas, every hand that reaches out, every hand that reaches out to offer peace, every simple act of mercy, every step to kingdom come, all the hope in every heart will speak what love has done. Oh, for as long as I shall live, I
enough. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God inside. For as long as I shall live, I will testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be a witness in the silences when words are not enough. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God inside. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. When words are not enough. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God inside. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Oh, testify, yes, all my life. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God inside. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to
Wowza! Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a beautiful addition to our enjoyment this morning, to our lifting up of spirit. So let's start by saying our purpose statement together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. One of the ways that we do impact the world is by what we create here, and then that ripples out into our Boulder community and into the broader community. And your ways of supporting Columbine are many, and we are so grateful for every way that each of you participates. Being here today is one of those ways. And then also, of course, one of the ways is a financial. We always have to think about that. I saw something yesterday, a book called Even Mystics Have to Pay the Bills. I was like, this is true, right? So for everything, we are so grateful that you share with us, and there are many ways that you can share during the service or online of your financial largesse. So please say with me our offering blessing. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And as the offering bags pass through the sanctuary, let's give a welcome to our online viewers. We're so glad you're here with us. Thank you for joining us now or later. One thing that I like to do is go back and watch parts of it that if I kind of was a little bit too caught up in my logistics of when do I go up there next, I like to go back and watch and just really sink into the message and the music. And it's wonderful that we have this technology that allows us to do that and to welcome those who can't join us in person. Okay, let me go through some community news. Our Sacred Service Fair is next Sunday, and I'm going to send you on a scavenger hunt. I told you I would come up with something fun for you to do for this. So please join us next Sunday for the Sacred Service Fair. This is a time where you can learn a little bit more about some of the things that may be behind the scenes that you're not aware of, or just who is involved and to what degree, and find a way that really touches your heart. Sue was talking so much today about touching your heart, and find that calling that both of our other speakers mentioned. So please join us. That will be Foss Hall right after the service next week. And we'll have a paper for you and instructions and so on. Now, for the rest of these, I need to read some notes because I'm a person who speaks extemporaneously, and memorizing things is not yet one of my strengths. So you are invited to an open mic night for our next fourth Friday. It's on the Memorial Day weekend, so we wanted to make it something that was a little more informal. And it will start at 6:30, but the doors open at 6 o'clock. We will feature whatever you all come up with. But that might include live music, poetry, and definitely some community connection. And it is free admission as long as you bring a shareable potluck dish or your talent. So we really hope to see you there on Friday, May 24th. Now, next, you are invited to embark on a transformative journey with the quantum living process. This is described as a fusion of scientific research and ancient wisdom, which creates a potent roadmap for healing your shadow and empowering your authentic self. And it's a 6-week experience. The first 3 weeks will be in person, and the next 3 weeks will be online via Zoom, I'm sure. It will include dynamic exercises, enlightening video presentations, engaging discussions, and thought-provoking readings. And it's complemented by a life-altering 21-day practice. And our facilitator is Steve Hayes, and he will be able to speak for a couple minutes next week to tell you a little bit more about it. And he is, Steve, would you mind standing up? Just let people see your face there. He's here if you have questions today or next week. He will also be available to answer questions. So, Steve, thank you for offering this for our community. Now, Summer Osborne is an award-winning American singer-songwriter who entertains audiences with a magical brand of melody and lyrics which crosses a lot of genres. She's actually described as a genre jumper. So she masterfully pulls together the human condition, spirituality, truth, love, and healing. She has a charismatic stage presence, as Rev Sue can attest, as she's seen her in person. And she leaves her listeners wanting more. So we invite you to join us for this on, I don't have the date in front of me, can I read it? June 16th, thank you, from 5 to 8 p.m. It will be outdoors. Hold that vision with us that it will be outdoors. And you'll get more detail and the sign-up form soon. But we wanted to let you know ahead of time, this is one of our signature or our anchor events for Pride Month. So please join us for that and look for the details in upcoming weeks in your weekly email update. Okay, who are our prayer chaplains today? Karen Van Buren and Zachary. All right, thank you so much for being prayer chaplains today. They will be in the sanctuary for you, and you can sit with them to uplift yourself, to share, to celebrate, and they are very well trained and well versed in allowing Spirit to flow through them so that you can hear a helpful message. And now, let's stand for our prayer for our peace song and prayer for protection.
surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Testify to love, I'll be a witness in the silences when words are not enough. With every breath I